Good to go. Peace, 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 everyone. Brandon G. So good to see you again, brother. How's it going?
Yeah, we doing good. We doing good. Keep elevating. You know what I'm saying? What about you, man?
I'm all right, my brother. I mean, let's be honest. Tired of being in this physical realm. Just like Bobby Hemmett said in a lecture way back. I'm tired of being in this fucking shit. Oh, but Andy, do you want to be in nature and whatnot? I mean, yes, I still do want to be in nature. I still want to experience that stuff. But for the most part, yeah, there comes a time where I really don't even want to be in this fucking physical realm anymore. You know what it is I'm saying, my brother? You don't
Oh,
come from this realm. I don't come from this realm. So why the hell would I be happy? How is it that I can have a smile on my face knowing that I woke back up in this physical body to this fucking shit? I mean, bro, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'm doing well, thank you, but bro, there comes a time where you gotta be honest. You just want to make it back home to the spiritual realms.
why it's like how much like nature spots do we have to go to? Like how many like hills do we have to see? Like it's just like we kind of experienced everything kind of in a way, but like and plus with the internet you can just experience it through the computer. So it's just like
I'm like the technology is advanced enough where you could literally experience it through someone, like through someone's life in real time and whatnot. And that's not even like you said, just that's not even counting actually experiencing the hills and mountains and caves or possibly going on a lake or a river somewhere. I mean, all of that's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, especially for this physical realm. But how much more of that can we really fucking experience? Don't even get me started about being in this goddamn piece of rubbish physical this society, this fake matrix society that we live in about eat, work, shit, sleep, repeat. Eat, shit, work, sleep, repeat. I mean, goodness gracious, that is the definition of insanity, brother. Like, oh man, oh man.
right, and like how we were saying, this is by far like the worst 3D realm ever because like if the 2D was better than this, then this has gotta be the dang near the worst out here in the streets.
Bro, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, SpongeBob. These brothers literally be warping reality on a regular. The writers just let them do whatever it is they need to in order to propel the plot or achieve what it is that they gotta achieve. And that's the 2D. So how is it that motherfuckers are telling me 2D or like they whenever they're having conversations pertaining to the different aspects of reality, because science today is so watered down and it's just so shallow, like they separate spirituality with regular science and whatnot. And regular science, even these scientists, they be on their bullshit. They always know, like, for themselves or at least among their own little posses, that science as they water it down to the public always leads back to the spiritual realms. But no, they have to play off that they're atheist. They have to play off that, oh, God and whatnot, it's all a fantasy. I mean, to a degree, when you look at religions like Christianity and Islam, like, militaristic tools that were used to invade lands that our ancestors were in charge of or like looked after for like what, or like lands we inhabited for thousands, if not millions of cycles here in this realm. And like these motherfuckers make it look like as if, yeah, there's no such thing as spiritual beings and whatnot. Oh, it's all psychosis. No, 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 no. People like many of the Christians are suffering serious psychosis. Like we were always so advanced spiritually that we knew that there is a world beyond this one. We always interacted on a daily basis, if not an hourly basis, with our spiritual cosmic brethren in the higher realms and whatnot. I mean, this is stuff that our ancestors left behind for us on stone, tablets and books. I'm talking about scrolls like papyruses, many books and whatnot. Like they left it all behind. So if spirits and whatnot don't exist, then why is it that the Catholic Church are still successful with what they do? Why is it that people who practice voodoo, even the lower levels of it, like doing harm to others and whatnot, why are they still successful in what they do? And why does the Vatican, if all of that, science and its hypocrisy, if all of that is nothing but a bunch of BS, then why do they still have mountains and mountains, miles and miles of scrolls, papyruses, books in freaking libraries that regular niggas like you and I have no access to, even if we tried, my brother? Bro, take it away for now because yeah, I already said a mouthful there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like they left behind, like they were written it all on like the walls and like all the books and everything like that. But then they kind of like came in and tried to destroy it. But it kind of like left its mark as well. And then it's besides the point. But like I just been thinking about it because like how like so many people talk about like mental health and like have like kids be having like anxiety and depression and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like really like their parents when they come together, they just like, oh yeah, it's just physical. Let's do it. But they haven't even healed from their traumas, haven't even healed from their generational curses, their unhealed wounds and everything like that. So when they come together and make a child, they're just passing all that stuff on to the child. So now the child has to experience all this trauma and generational causes and everything because of their parents.
And you want to know, it's so messed up, bro. It's a good thing you brought that up because even Dr. Mumbi herself, literally, shout out to her. She literally shared in some of her recent videos that you have even regular science as watered down as it is. You see the trick with this regular science is that shout out to Hilton Hotema in his book, The Secrets of Regeneration, Part One. It's a two-part book. Yeah, I would urge everybody to get that. Hilton Hotema's The Secret of Regeneration, Part One and Two. It's a good read, very good read. And I'm gonna probably get to it in a little while. But when you go to the regular science, right? Dr. Mumbi already mentioned how they say up to 14 generations. Let that sink in, bro. 14 generations of your ancestors' experiences you could experience within your DNA, within your own freaking DNA. Do you know what 14 generations is? Bro, that's literally a part of the Akashic records, the Akashic libraries that Hinduism, Buddhism, and all these isms speak about, which is exactly why no matter if these religions have their BS about them, it's a good thing that they still exist because they still have aspects and facets of our ancient spiritual sciences that we had already discovered for thousands, if not millions of cycles now. And like what Bobby Hemmett said, shout out to Bobby Hemmett. Why is it that people are so hooked onto Christianity like this freaking drug when Christianity is literally only probably not even a good 1/4 of human history, my brother? Just let that sink in. Christianity itself is not even a good 2,000 years old. You always keep hearing people saying, "Oh, Christianity is 2,000 years old or 2,000 years ago, Christ this and that." Even when they're discussing the topic of, "Oh, he actually did not exist." Christianity isn't even a good 2,000 years old, my brother. Gnosticism. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett again. Gnosticism is where Christianity came from. And then with Islam, you literally had Mohammedanism, which in and of itself comes from Sufism, or rather Mohammedanism, Ibn al-Arabi. Shout out to Dr. Walter Williams with his book, The Historical Origins of Islam, which also ties to his book, The Historical Origins of Christianity. Good reads. I recommend everybody to get those books. He explained how in detail Ibn al-Arabi, who was literally the real life Muhammad, not the fake Muhammad of Islam today, who never actually existed. I mean, at least fake ass Jesus got Caesar Borgia's face. He's got Caesar Borgia's face, so at least you could say the motherfucker has a face. Jesus is, well, as they want to usually portray him, he was a cracker. Yeah, sorry, white people, he was a fucking cracker. But even many white people know that Jesus himself was nothing but a made up psychological tool used to throw people off mentally as well as spiritually. But that's neither the here nor there. I just mean to say that um at least Jesus, with his fake ass, has a face in the form of Caesar Borgia. But Muhammad himself never even had a fucking face. You can't go nowhere in the Islamic world today and see one picture of Muhammad, what he looked like and this and that. But no, Ibn al Arabi, who was a nigger, yes, and I'm going to use nigger because shout out to Bobby Hemmett, the word nigger actually has its holy origins back in our ancient civilizations because you have the Nagas, even in Hinduism today, they speak about the Nagas, which all ties to the serpentine energy, which represents the Kundalini energy, which is our energy, which ties back to the universe. Look at the brain and look at the brain stem coming down. That is literally symbolic of a cobra. You could literally go on on Google Images and search for yourself. Kundalini energy is our energy. The serpentine energy is what ties back to Apep. Apep tying back to ancient Kemet, which represents the primordial darkness. Every mythology speaks about a primordial darkness from the very beginning. That's where we come from. Our melanin is literally condensed carbon. We are universal entities, my brother. We don't have anything to do with this physical realm apart from the fact that we're only here. Shout out to Brother Panic on that. We're only here to experience whatever physical experience we can accumulate in this physical realm. Because admittedly, this physical realm, just like the spiritual realms themselves, even though they're higher, we can only get certain experiences within this physical realm. But of course, when I give it back to you, you could literally let the people know. I mean, how many physical experiences can we go through before we say is enough in this realm? Because we know it's so limited. But again, you'll get the chance to let the people know on that, my brother. And yeah, so Ibn al-Arabi, who was the original Muhammad, he basically through Sufism, he had all the experience, all the wisdom, because shout out to Hilton Hotima again. Science and science and the schools today pale in comparison to the ancient mystery systems of ancient times. Bro, when we talk about initiations, right? Go back and read the Bible as someone who's only reading the book for the first time. Bro, Jesus was a Freemason. Jesus was a fucking Freemason. The book of Hebrews that teaches you in the Bible, Jesus was a priest of the order of Melchizedek. Jesus was a motherfucking Freemason, bro. Think about the think about the 18 years that were missing from when he was 12 to when he was 30. This man, at least based off of the context of people of ancient times who would go to China, to India, and even go through the ancient mystery systems of Kemet. Bro, Jesus was a Freemason. It's no wonder why this man was always so secluded. He always meditated. He always did stuff like that because he was truly, even in the context of the mythology, because he never actually existed. But for whoever did exist in the place of Jesus, they were freaking master masons. And we're not talking about Freemasonry as it exists today because even it is watered down completely. But Ibn al-Arabi, he himself, yes, he was a Mason, but these brethren, they were brethren who were very, very attuned, thanks to the ancient mystery systems of those ancient times. They would literally all come back to the truth and reality of themselves. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. Literally, true spiritual practices and teachings teach you that you are a mini version of the universe. And shout out to you on that, my brother. You already mentioned it. We are literally the universe in human form, literally speaking. Like, bro, there's just so much more I can say, right? But if spirits and the spiritual realms really don't exist, then why the fuck do the Vatican go out of their way to ensure that all of these libraries and whatnot have very little access to those of the outside world and whatnot? Why is it that we can't become Freemasons so easily if the people who literally run this system, no matter how evil they are as fuck, bro, they're obviously doing something good, because no way you can run a freaking world system, a system that's literally causing like severe mental psychosis and dementia worldwide. No way that if this system wasn't successful, that it would still be here. Obviously, these motherfuckers are still doing something good. And what is it that they're doing? They're using our spiritual sciences. C.F. Volney, in his book, The Ruins of Empires, shout out to Dr. Joseph Ben Yochanan. Even he mentioned C.F. Volney, where he said to think that the people that we hold in contempt today, they are the ones that we should really thank for all the sciences and the arts of society and whatnot, be it physical or spiritual. Bro, I already said a lot. People got to learn to do their own research. I pass it back on to you because I know for a fact that you have a good bit to share based off of everything that I already shared.
Yeah, you was on a wall. I was just like, yo, take it away right there, man. You killing
Bro,
that one.
that's just source. That's just source, my brother. I'm telling you, what you know, you know. I cannot say what I don't know. But what I do know, I'm letting spirit just take it away, my brother. And you take it away, brother.
Right, and then like for like the when like the sources speak and like you get like downloads and everything like that, it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
like a infinite amount of just knowledge that comes in, and then like say if you try to like make a video about it or like try to write it down, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just like man, what did they say? But then you
Yeah,
already
yeah,
know like
exactly,
internally.
exactly. You were in the zone, just like what Bobby Hemmett said. I was in the zone, my brother. I was literally only tapping into that true essence within myself because again, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. I was only tapping into that true essence of myself so that I could let spirit just take it away in these lives because it's just like when Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or any of these great players whenever they really go on a hot streak of just making shot after shot after shot. They're in the zone, my brother. Jazz musicians and whatnot. These brothers and sisters, they're able to make such wonderful, timeless tunes. It's because they got in the zone. And you could only ever get in the zone if you're a soul being. Soul coming from Latin, sol, which is a sun, the original light that came from the primordial darkness. Ooh, my brother, I'm telling you, Christianity, these like religious people, not just in Christianity and whatnot, but like especially these people who are down and deep within these religious uh institutions and whatnot, they are missing out so big time when it comes to our true sciences and whatnot. Because again, those crackers, those pieces of shit, yo, you can't blame them. Like what Bobby Hemmett said, they're only doing what they were created to do. I blame black people, so-called black people, melanated beings today in this physical realm. I blame these motherfuckers for not rising up to their true potential. Straight up.
Right, because like for like the melanated people, like we already have like the powers since we have melanin and everything like that. But since people's just like conditioned and like mentally it's not like they are, it's just like they just follow the whack ways and everything like that. But like at this point, it's like we're at the sunset, just looking over at the stars and seeing where we're heading. But then everyone else is just on the ground level trying to climb up the hill, try to be well, like where we are. So that's why they try to like bring us down and everything like that. But we can't really
Mm-hmm.
focus on all these other people because we know where we're heading. But and then some people just like it's their life, so just let them be. And then for like the Soul movie, like that Soul movie,
Mm-hmm.
when
Jamie
we was
Foxx. Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, when we was talking about when you was talking about the kind of like tapping into that zone is like you know how you can just like be in like that meditative space and where you can just like just tap in and then you kind of go underground like in that like I forgot what it's called, but like you kind of go to that place where like your spirit is kind of like
The
help.
unconscious. The unconscious. I think you
Oh
mean
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
unconscious.
And then they can like help you like achieve what you're like different guides for like different times that you need them and everything like that, like the archangels and the ascended
Yeah,
masters.
yeah, 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 yeah. And bro, it's a good thing you mentioned it because what you're mentioning there is literally the Goetia. That's literally the Goetia. When you hear about the 72 energies, the 72 spirits of the Goetia, that's literally the 72 energies of the primordial unconscious realm. What is it talking about? The universe within us. Literally, people need to get Aleister Crowley's illustrated Goetia. That's another good book to get because people can say whatever the fuck they want about Aleister Crowley. It's amazing to me that when you watch videos from Brother Panic and Bobby Hemmett, and if you go back after watching these respective videos where they talk about Aleister Crowley, how get this, bro, and we probably mentioned it in the last life. Aleister Crowley, even though he was a so-called white man, he was literally a melanated being who came back in the form of a white man to show people that, yo, not only is this reincarnation thing real, but that you could literally only get particular experiences, just like what Arthur E. Powell said in his book, The Astral Body, another good book to read. Or I'm just literally sharing books. Y'all could literally go back, watch this video, and mention the amount of books. go back to the amount of books that I'm already mentioning, because any book that I could remember, I'm mentioning it so people can literally go read these books and see that these information, these bits of knowledge literally already existed for so long, but because of the age of Pisces that we were living in, and this whole group consciousness thing, it really totally messed us up for too long. But we're finally breaking out of that. Just like what Arthur E. Powell said in that book, The Astral Body. There are certain experiences we can only get within the physical body. Once we were to master these experiences and accomplish and fulfill all of them, then we could literally return to where it is that we came from, essentially. So, like, yeah, bro, the 72 spirits of the Goetia, like, that's literally what you're mentioning right there. And Todd McFarlane with the Spawn comics, even with the Spawn movie, which was adapted from the comics with Michael Jai White. Yeah, that's literally what Spawn was about. Tapping into the unconscious realm, subconscious energies, so that we could literally tap into our true power and literally start busting heads, because we're living in an era, bro. Shout out to Dr. Mumbi. She made a video not long ago. Yo, we just like James Bond. Remember that James Bond movie, A License to Kill? Yeah, we got that license to kill right now, my brother. Like, literally, we can take out motherfucker. Even though we know death doesn't exist the way they've lied to us about, but we literally have the license to kill if it so comes down to that situation. Because, bro, for too long now, for too many cycles now, you and I, as well as all the other brethren around this realm, have gone through too much of, I gotta say it, too much of goddamn bullshit, muckfuckery, through entities who literally followed us just to try to stop us from achieving our true greatness. Bro, we literally have the power. Bro, the power of a supernova pales in comparison to what it is that we can really do, my brother, once we really tap into our true power. A supernova, imagine that. And we have even more power than a supernova. Man, bro, yo, I'm gonna pass it back on to you because, yo, bro, I'm telling you, we're on a roll, my brother. We're on a roll. We gotta tap back into true self. We gotta tap back into who we really are. Fuck the world. Fuck what they think about us. Fuck what they say about us, because ain't got shit to do with them. Straight up.
Yeah, that's big facts right there. Like we haven't even reached our peak or like our true potential yet. And then with like everything that's sending now is kind of like slowly like moving into like more superpowers. So like say if like you do like telekinesis and say like hey you can move like a balloon or something like that, but like over time then soon you're gonna be able to move like cars and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of
Mm-hmm.
takes some time. And then like with the deaf thing, like how we were saying, like it's funny how all these Christians be excited to go to heaven and whatnot, but are scared to die. But like they just condition themselves that they automatically going to heaven, but they are scared to die. But that's besides the point. Um, for like Christianity, like the made up characters that they created that they
Mm-hmm.
don't even realize that it's created by a human and it's not even real. So they just worship these entities that's not even real and they're giving up their power to entities that's pretty much like they're giving up their power to like Santa Claus or something like that because at this
Or the
point
Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy. Well, the Tooth Fairy, I don't hear much about the Tooth Fairy nowadays, but yeah, Santa Claus and whatnot. And oh, bro, yeah, go ahead because I've got a lot to say after. Like, thank you for bringing up Santa Claus. I've got a lot to freaking say about just that bullshit alone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um, um, oh man, black people, man, melanated people, man. How, what kind of fucking, what kind of a mental what kind of a mental operation, how bad of a mental operation was it for people who built pyramids, who built great statues, who built great temples, who had great ancient spiritual mystery systems? How far did we fall to believing in fucking a pedophilic motherfucker coming down a chimney to give your child? Bro, take it away, take it away, take it away, bro. Take it away, my brother.
Yeah, we definitely like fell a lot because we just believe in we lie and all this fairy tale stuff that they be telling us. And then like for the cobra, it's kind of like the cobra's head was like the brain, and then the spine is just like its body. And then oh yeah, they conditioned us, yeah, we said that. And then it's kind of like that Avatar sense, like people talking about like the Avatar movie and everything like that. It's just like even with Avatar, aliens and predators, you see all of them have locks and everything like that. So it just tells you like, well, who we truly are, but people just look at all this type of stuff as entertainment. But I'll pass it on to you because I know you got it.
Well, bro, I mean, like, nah, go ahead and continue, my brother, because yo, I'm a definitely just let spirit do what it gotta do through this vessel. But yo, you go ahead and continue to say what you gotta say, my brother, because yo, we on a roll, my brother. I'm telling you, this is completely unscripted. I don't have no script whatsoever. It's just whatever it is that I have in my mind, and spirit is just allowing it to flow out. I'm telling you, my brother, no script, no nothing. Yo, we
Right,
literally we better than these fucking actors in Hollywood, my brother. Know that.
right, facts. We don't have no rehearsals on nothing. But
Nothing.
for like the Avatar stuff, like these people like go in pods and kind of like go into like the character and like the avatar. So it's just pretty much just like us with like picking our physical bodies or picking up like which blood kin we want to go into. It's just like all the same. And then like for like the millions, we've been doing this joint for millions and millions of cycles. It's like how long has like okay, if we'd been doing this for millions of cycles and it's all in the Akashic records, once we unlock the Akashic records and experience all of the things that we already done, what's more to do? Because at this point, the Earth is already so limited because it's so dense and everything like that. So like what else is there to learn and what else is there to do? It's like pretty much useless because you know what I'm saying. And
And just like what
then
Bobby Hemmett said, yeah, remember that thought, my brother? Just like what
uh,
Bobby Hemmett said. When you read, the more you really stop and think about it, if the so-called humanoids, not just the white man, the so-called Asian man, the so-called Indian man, these motherfuckers who we know literally only just came a few hundreds of cycles ago, if we know that these motherfuckers are genetically engineered and whatnot, and we ourselves, any ancient civilization, any mythology or whatnot that you read, that you literally study, shows you that we didn't fucking come from monkeys. That bitch Charles Darwin, who literally came up with that shit, and even Bobby Hemmett himself, years ago in his lectures, he literally said he could have a debate with anybody and he could prove them wrong. We never had in any of our records that we came from fucking monkeys. That bitch Charles Darwin, he even lied about it to show you because he wanted to hide the fact that us melanated beings, us niggas, yes, because the word nigga has its holy origins even in ancient times. You got the Inger in one of the Nigerian languages, one of the nations in Nigeria. The Inger literally could be translated as God, a great being and whatnot. Asar, if you study ancient Kemet, Asar literally has Osiris, he literally has the word N next to his name, meaning Niger, Niger, perfect black. And what is the perfect black? The primordial darkness, melanin, Melchizedek. Jesus was a priest after the order of Melchizedek, which goes to show you how the hell Jesus in that area that he was living in, even if he was real, how the hell could he have been a fucking cracker? He couldn't have been. He was a nigger, literally initiated by other niggers who were spiritual teachers and priests who knew the secrets of the universe, who knew that we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, who knew that the only way, and just like what you brought up, shout out to you for bringing it up, my brother. How is it that you are so afraid of death today when the so-called heathens, yes, you Christians, I'm talking to all of y'all and all of y'all Muslims and other people of other religions that just be bullshitting. Why don't you go back in ancient times and see that your religions are literally nothing but a poor remix of all of the ancient teachings of other more ancient spiritual systems? Y'all are so afraid of death today. Well, I would mostly say Christians and whatnot, because Muslims, when it comes to Allah and whatnot, yeah, they'll literally come, Allahu Allah Akbar, brah, fucking blow themselves up with those bombs and whatnot. So those motherfuckers ain't afraid. They really ain't afraid of dying when you stop and think about it. But that's neither the here nor there again. But all I have to say is that yeah, the thing about yeah, these religions, they teach you especially these religions, because you know everything starts with spirituality. You have the seven pillars of society. That Google it. I don't have the time right now or the camera or the sources to show y'all, but y'all are so afraid of death. And shout out for you to about bringing it up, bro. Y'all are so afraid of death today, but you're telling me back then the so-called heathens that you hold in contempt today because of their religions and their so-called beliefs and whatnot. These people were longing for the day to die. They knew that there is no such thing as death. It's just putting off this physical body, this lump of mud that already limits our true potential and whatnot. I mean, just how weird is it that 2D Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and SpongeBob, as great examples, they could do whatever the fuck they want within their universe, within their existence. And there's only so much that we could do based off of like what we're capable of doing physically, especially when we don't meditate and really tap into the true hidden powers that we already have within us because we are microcosms of the macrocosm. Like, bro, honestly speaking, like Christians really need to go back and do the research, especially with this age of Aquarius that we're in. Yeah, guess what? The age of Pisces, it's coming to an end, Christians. Guess what? The fish that y'all be symbolizing or rather connecting Jesus with, that's literally the symbol of Pisces, the two fishes. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, the waterman. Literally, information is when they say Satan is the lord of the air, literally, Aquarius being an air sign, like the information now is running so abundant in the air, whether you're talking about information that's leading you astray or information that is leading you more and more back to who you really are, it's some good stuff, my brother. It's some really good stuff. Like, in a sense, it's good to be experiencing this era we're living in right now because we know stupid 19 was nothing but a bunch of bullshit. I mean, the fact that these motherfuckers have to come out tell us that the double Big Mac was nothing more than a way to try to slow down the virus when it couldn't even stop the spread and whatnot. I mean, we know you and we know that it was never about a virus or microscopic organisms or anything like that. But I mean to say, okay, we've been living with microscopic organisms for millions of cycles, and all of a sudden they're just killing motherfuckers left and right. But what about shout out to Chris Martinson and his channel, the Peak Prosperity. He had a guest, Swedish doctor. I can't remember his name, but he showed that prior to get this, bro, prior to COVID-19, you literally had people around the world who were literally at an all-time low when it came to depression and suicidal thoughts and whatnot. Don't you think it would be absolutely convenient for motherfuckers to literally fake a pandemic in order to literally get those death numbers rising sky high? I don't know. I mean, you could call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but yeah, a lot of motherfuckers weren't even living healthy in terms of the physical realm, let alone the mental or spiritual realm, religious people. But yeah, again, suffice it to say, bro, it's just so much that people should be doing within themselves. I don't have to come with my monkey ass on fucking YouTube or anything like that to tell y'all do your research and go back to what your ancestors left behind, because literally these motherfuckers who run the system, whose teachings do you think they're running the system with? Our own spiritual teachings. If there's anything I missed, bro, may spirit literally get to share it through me again. But I pass it back on to you, bro, because, bro, it's just a lot of stuff the individual should be doing. And people should not even be talking about groups because the group consciousness right now, yeah, it's literally in a schizophrenic place right now. Like, you're better off doing everything on your own right now. And when individuals come back to themselves and realize who they are, only then when they come together, rising in consciousness, in wisdom and knowledge and true understanding and overstanding of who they really are, only then will the group consciousness surpass humanity. And that's really what it's all about in the end. Because just like you said, Avatar, Alien, Predator, these motherfuckers are dark blue to black with African locks. These motherfuckers are talking about us. They're literally showing us what is it that we are and what it is that we can grow into. Because bro, we are beyond a human existence. It's a reason why many of the ancient gods of Kemet did not even have human heads. I pass it back on to you, my brother.
Yeah, that's straight facts right there because like all these people just been like always like been doing like unhealthy stuff all the time. But then once they start like, oh yeah, it's something out there, then it's just like a condition to be like, oh yeah, this and that. And then it's like now really entering in their reality because they co-creators of their own reality. So now it's like really like taking place. And then like besides the point, all these people who like, you know what I'm saying, who got they just dying out because like at this point, like they can name it as like blood clots, they can name it as cancer, they can name it as all this other stuff, but we all know it's like really why it's really happening.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then like oh yeah, like just imagine if you build yourself up by doing like stuff on your own, and then you come together with someone else who's been doing the same thing, then you just making each other more powerful and stronger when you come together. But then like say if one person is lacking some areas or you have more strength in one areas, you can bring that person up. But like if you both are not like doing stuff on your own or just elevating by yourself, then you kind of like more dependent on the other person to pick up the slack, but then you both not doing that work. So it's like it would just be like it wouldn't go well. And then for like this world, like how we said, like it's so limited and dense, so like we can only do so much in these physical bodies that we have. And then the seven spheres of society was family, celebration, media, education, religion, economics, and government. And we all know the truth
Bingo.
behind all those stuff. And then for censorship, like I know they kind of like taking back their censorship and like kind of like researching all this type of like knowledge and everything like that. So like if they really like take down censorship for all these platforms and then we keep our guns and everything like that, then this their fall will happen even faster and quicker since like the truth will come out in all platforms and everything like that. And then for the apes part, it's kind of like you know how they call it like the evolution of human, and then they have like apes and then like cavemen and like kind of like transforming into a human, but it's all like false because we wasn't apes, we wasn't monkeys and everything like that. Basically, they just talk about themselves because at this point, where do they come from? Except for us. We all know we come from above, but where do all these other people come from? So
Exactly.
that's the stuff that
Exactly,
they
my
need
brother.
to learn. And then like,
Yeah. Mhm.
oh yeah, the last part was all these people like these like dark entities and why they so successful in wanting like this society and everything like that is because they just study and learn the stars and like all ancient powers and use all ancient powers, but obviously it's not as strong as how if we used them, so that's why they try to like tell you to not use the ancient powers because they know we are more stronger than them.
And yeah, it's a good thing you brought that up, bro, because Bobby Hemmett himself, shout out to Bobby Hemmett. Like, in these lives, any brethren that I give big shout outs to, I would recommend everybody to literally go back and watch their videos, their lectures, or whatever, because these brethren literally had information that was flowing through source, like from source itself, through their physical bodies, so that we could literally have access to all this information so that our lazy monkey asses, and that's the sad thing about religions like Christianity and whatnot, they made us so goddamn lazy. Motherfuckers don't want to do anything by themselves. They just want everything given to them on a silver platter. Yo, bro, our liberation, think about it. If on a physical level, freedom is never given, it's taken. You literally got to get your ass up and literally get your machetes, get your guns or whatever, get your weapons ready to literally start busting heads, start chopping heads off, start literally murking motherfuckers. If you're telling me on a physical level that nothing is given to us, then do you think things are just going to be given to us spiritually like that? I mean, yes, to a degree, but for the most part, no. Because shout out to Brother Panic on that. Christians, they are looking for the light. Yes, they are looking for the light that comes from the primordial darkness, which is us as soul beings and whatnot. But they're looking at the wrong light because think about it. In the chapter of Genesis, for example, where they talk about the Tower of Babel, you remember that story, right, bro?
Oh yeah.
Where mankind became so powerful and God came down and realized, oh shit, these motherfuckers, yo, they're literally, well, quote unquote God. He's looking at them and saying like, oh damn, these motherfuckers are literally creating shit that's literally going to bring them up to our level. Well, a question I got for all Christians out there and all religious people who, I don't know, they just like to follow the Christian narrative and whatnot. So, if God is all powerful, all knowing, and literally just in a realm or sphere of his own, why the hell is he so afraid about what a bunch of ants are doing? They're literally rising up to the level that they can rise based off of their own capabilities and whatnot. Motherfucker, didn't you not give them the permission to do whatever it is they wanted? Or is that a reason why you told them not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? Or were you afraid that they would rise up to your level? Because I don't know, maybe perhaps you yourself are not source. Bingo, there you have it. And the Gnostics themselves, where Christianity came from. They spoke about a subordinate deity who is literally in charge of the physical realm, yes, the material realm, who has a mother who is Sophia Lower, because Gerald Massey and Helena Blavatsky, shout out to them both, they literally speak in their respective books. Helena Blavatsky's Isis Unveiled and Gerald Massey's Natural Genesis Part 1. They both mentioned in their respective books how Sophia, who is literally a part of the Great Mother, she is a manifestation of the Great Mother. She has two other manifestations, which you could say were split into Sophia higher and Sophia lower. Sophia lower through some mistake of her own, because again, it's stupid to think that source itself, the source through which all things comes from, is perfect. Bro, you and I are far from perfect. Every fucking living being that has ever existed is not perfect. So motherfuckers need to get that damn word. I swear they need to abandon that word and just completely like wipe it out of the English language, period, or whatever other language that it seems to exist in some form or fashion, because there's no such thing as perfect. Shout out to Dr. Phil Valentine. Perfection is stagnation. We seek elevation. We seek growth. We seek to know. We seek wisdom. We don't seek perfection. Fuck perfection. But going back to Sophia, Sophia higher, Sophia lower. Sophia lower, through the errors that she herself made, created a subordinate deity who many scholars compares to the God of the Old Testament, Yalda Baoth. Baoth, if I'm not mistaken, means child. Yal might be egg, or Da might mean desolate. Well, one of them. I can't remember the exact definition for like how you put the word together, but if you put his name together, going back to the language, I think it's either Greek or Aramaic, one of those languages. Um, it translates. His name translates to desolate egg child, or Sakla, which is another name of his, the childish one. He only creates on the material, physical level. And this is the same bitch who the Tower of Babel story is talking about, because he's a subordinate deity. He's not even close to being the Almighty. So these fucking Christians be giving up their power to this subordinate deity when they themselves don't even realize they have more power than this motherfucker. Every time they praise Jesus, they praise Jehovah. They're just giving away their energy. And shout out to you for mentioning it earlier, my brother. They're just giving away their gorgeous, sweet, useful energy to an entity that wants to continue to keep them on that goddamn hamster wheel. I mean, as I give it back to you, my brother, just how fucked up is that, man?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like especially like when you talked about how he kind of like just manifests like in the material and not the spiritual. So that's why all these Christians like still go through like whatever they go through mentally and spiritually. But then like you see the pastor with the Ferrari or something like that because it's just all material stuff. And then yeah, like for like they conditioned a lot of people just to be lazy and just like waiting for someone or waiting for something to happen. But like we have to like take our life in our own hands and actually like do stuff that we want to do because it's not gonna happen. Of course, there was like luck and of course there was like divine timing and everything like that. But if we don't put ourselves out there, then we can't receive the abundance or receive the blessings from the universe or anything like that. And then
And
like, oh
right
yeah,
there, bro, to add to that point, my brother, it's amazing to me how in the ancient world, uh, you had, because we know for a fact that you had many Christ-like figures that existed hundreds, if not thousands, of cycles before Jesus's bitch ass. So I want to know, why do Christians think that some motherfucker's gonna come out of nowhere to come save them when, as we've mentioned several times before, like just speaking with you or even on these lives, if Jesus really had to come back, if he really existed the way they say he existed, he ain't coming back for none of these motherfuckers because they're lazy, they've made themselves incompetent, they remain in psychosis, in dementia, they're hypocrites. Oh, Christians being some of the biggest hypocrites on this fucking world. If Jesus had to come back, he literally would just tell these people straight up, "Oh, yeah, my daddy and I decided that, yeah, you motherfuckers are too sick in the head, and our kingdom is all good and luscious and peaceful and whatnot. To bring you motherfuckers up in there would literally be a disaster. So, like, yeah, oh, I did come back to confirm my existence, but just to let y'all know that you ain't going nowhere. So suffer yourselves, bitches. Bye." Like, goodness gracious, if Jesus was real, he wouldn't have even taken these Christians. And it's weird to me how, again, in these ancient civilizations, all these Christ like figures existed as a symbolic way to show people that you are Christ, you are Mithra, you are Tammuz, you are Prometheus, you are Krishna, you are all of these ancient deities, you are Asar, you are Heru. Oh, Jesus having taken many things from Heru of ancient Kemet. You are all of these entities because they are simply a symbolic reflection of you, the individual. Only you can save yourself. Only you can make things happen for yourself. Only you can literally manifest everything that you need to manifest, even on this physical plane, in order for you to live comfortably, but way more than that, elevate to the next level. Like, bro, people need to get off of that high. They need to get off of that childish, infantile mind state, thinking that mommy and daddy is always going to be there to protect you. If on a physical level there comes a time where you have to move, shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it. If on a physical level you have to move the fuck out your parents' house because you're old enough to take care of your own monkey ass, because their bitch asses are done taking care of you. They're old and could barely do anything for themselves now. So, like, you really think they're going to continue to take care of you? How is it that people grow on a physical level, but mentally and spiritually they're trapped? These savior complexes literally should be your own reflection so that you can take action to literally grow mentally and spiritually, because we already know physically we're going to grow up no matter what. You're not going to remain a baby for the rest of your physical experience here. Like, I pass it back on to you, my brother. People need to know that spiritually you have to grow just as you grow physically, and even more, because Christianity has made us, and these religion in general, has made us too reliant on entities who are simply only symbolic measures of our own damn selves. Take it away, bro.
oh yeah, definitely because like you see like all these people like, oh yeah, go to the gym 7 days a week, try to look their best and everything like that, but just that's just on like the physical plane, but like you can't forget about like on the spiritual plane because spiritually is more important than the physically. So like even if you're like strong in the and like physically you're not strong
Yeah.
mentally and everything like
Mhm.
that. And then like we can't like just like sit and cry and just wait for someone to like cater to us. Like like for example, like if you get like a cut and you're like bleeding out, you can't just like sit there and like just like, oh, I want someone to take care of me and whatnot. But like you just gonna get up and like get a band-aid or like, wash it off and everything like that.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
just have
Mhm.
to take ownership for yourself. And then like yeah, like if Jesus came down here and they see all these people just like filled with drama, talking about each other like in a negative way, like of course they're not gonna bring up these people to like the peaceful and lovable like um kingdom and
Kingdom.
everything,
Yeah.
everything like that because like they'll just like toxify it on everything like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then like we all have like 24 hours in a day, so like we definitely, even though time is illusion, but like
Mhm.
we have like that opportunity to just keep working on whatever we need to work on. And um yeah, for like that guy character, like it's like he's like a jealous God, so he doesn't want anyone to be higher than him or like worship anyone else besides him. So that's why he's
I want to
just
know, yeah, yeah, bro, because I want to know who does he think he is? He can only fucking create on a physical level, and it's even shown in the Gnostic scriptures. Even Helena Blavatsky brought it up in her book Isis Unveiled that when he originally created man, man was literally an animal, a fucking animal, my brother, a straight up animal. It was Sophia, his mother, who came and lent him a hand, but she got the jump on him. She finessed him. She literally added a part of her within us so that we could elevate ourselves spiritually and literally make it to the next level, which is why Yaldabaoth, Jehovah, he keeps saying that he's a jealous God and before him there is no other God when he came into existence, he was already aware of the existence of other gods. So not only is he the biggest hypocrite, but he's a huge fucking vampire as well because he's just continually sucking up motherfuckers' energy so that motherfuckers can always continue to rely on his bitch ass when he's a subordinate deity. Because what kind of a god? You're so called high and powerful and almighty, and you need a sheep to be sacrificed. You need a goat to be sacrificed. You need human sacrifices. What the fuck kind of a piece of shit entity is that, man? Like, bro, I give it back to you. I give it back to you, my brother.
right, even with like the sacrifices and everything like that, it's just like like yeah, that's crazy. But about the perfect thing, like not being perfect, just like grow in the journey because like and not try to have like that angle of like, oh yeah, like let me try to make this all perfect and whatnot. And then like after a while you're gonna see like, oh, that wasn't perfect or this and that. So you just like overly doing yourself too much. So you just have to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, and kind of just do things your own way, pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add, bro?
I think that was mostly all what I had to say.
Okay, okay. Yeah, but yeah, bro, perfection is an illusion. They fool you with that fucking word. Because think about it. The people who run the society, they don't even live off of fiat currency. Or heck, I would not, I would even go on a limb and say, I would go out on a limb and say they don't even live on any form of money whatsoever. Bro, these people are living as free as they can because not only have they distanced themselves, they secluded themselves from a society that's literally just absolutely demented in its own mind. But literally, these people know with our spiritual sciences, and just like you mentioned earlier, they can only achieve so much with our spiritual sciences because they don't have the melanin. They don't have the original primordial source within them because they are a later creation. Because they're a later creation, they envy us so much. Think about it. Even when we're at our lowest, and shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it in one of his lectures. Even at our lowest, we're still better than these motherfuckers. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you, my brother? Even at our lowest, we're still better than these motherfuckers. Just imagine what it would be like if we were to truly tap back into our true power, literally go on that alien predator avatar type of ferocious type of fucking spiritual stampede rampage type mode so that we could start busting motherfuckers heads and that we could get the just like Spawn, we could literally activate our hidden energies, our armies, literally our soldiers, our goon squads, literally get them to start busting heads, literally get them to start taking out motherfuckers who've literally been a roadblock, who've literally been a barricade to us, who've been a wall in our experience here for so long. Because now is the time, my brother, we should stop. Yeah, we all yeah, that turn the other cheek thing that Christianity and its mind control nonsense was all about. Yeah, this that season is over. We're in the age of Aquarius now, so called. We're in the age of spirit. We're in the age of ether. Anything that you try to do to me, oh, you're gonna get it back 100-fold. Just like what y'all be saying. And shout out to y'all on that. You and Dr. Moonby, bro. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. Oh, you try to fuck me up? Oh, may the universe itself, not even me, may the universe itself fuck you up 1,000,000-fold, bitch. Literally, whatever incarnations you were to have after this one, may all of your incarnations literally be filled with nothing but sorrow and misery and whatnot. Yeah, that's the kind of fucking shit that these motherfuckers deserve to go through. Because who the hell are you? Why are you so focused on my monkey ass when my bitch ass literally has so much to unlearn? My bitch ass has so much that I have to discover, so much that I have to know, so much that I have to realize, so much that I have to get back to, so much that I literally have to experience from a new angle. Because, bro, literally, we can always only grow. We can always only grow, my brother. This universe is about growth. And oh, something I wanted to mention from earlier with that whole Santa Claus nonsense. Isn't it amazing to me in the US alone, specifically in the US, but here on St. Martin, where I live in, uh, it's just sad, right? So many melanated beings, so many niggas, literally. Bro, I mean, like, how is it that in your mind, like we mentioned earlier, in your mind, you physically you become an adult because physically there's no way you can stay a child unless you're talking about some condition there. It's a literal condition where um people apparently seem to be stuck within a child's body even though they grow up, like literally they grow up. It's a weird freaking syndrome. I don't even remember what they call it, but apart from that, that happens very infrequently. It happens very seldomly. But how is it that so many people in society, melanated people especially, they grow up physically, but they never grow up mentally? I'm not even talking about on the spiritual level because we already know these religions got them on that fucking dementia psychosis type of shit. And yo, um, with that whole Santa Claus nonsense, you're telling me that your ancestors who were literally hung up on trees, which is exactly what the Christmas decorations are symbolic of. Niggas hanging on trees. Oh, you're never going to be able to unsee that anymore. Niggas hanging on trees when they were fucking brutalized and slaughtered and humiliated and raped and killed, taken away from where it was that they were to literally work as slaves for a bunch of motherfuckers who themselves only exist within the physical plane because we know a spirit and a soul are two completely different things. But you're telling me our ancestors back even on the physical plane, on when we were ruling back in ancient Kemet and all these other great civilizations, human civilizations, because we're living in an era where we're moving past the human experience, or we should move past the human experience. But you're telling me our ancestors literally they would kill themselves if they realized that they would be taken to their enemy's camp, to their enemy's home as a trophy. They would rather kill themselves. They'd rather see themselves literally move on back to where it was that they came from spiritually than let themselves go through all that misery and whatnot. And now you're telling me melanated beings today are celebrating a piece of shit holiday or trash ass holidays based off of what the fucking colonizer gave them? Holy shit. And like what Bobby Hemmett said, what are these colonizers doing in their spare time? Quantum mechanics, literally discovering how one atom connects to a molecule, connects to a photon, connects to a proton, how it all connects to that one source. Again, spiritual science, um, which was the ancient civilizations when we had our ancient mystery schools and whatnot. Yeah, science today is a completely watered down version of all of that. But even then, they always try to come back to spirituality because physical science, as we know it, always leads back to the spiritual realms. The physical could have only ever existed because of the spiritual. And now you're telling me melanated beings, for as great as we were, now we celebrate the colonizer, the enemy's holiday? holidays? Are you fucking serious? You don't even celebrate on your own fucking birthday like that, but you're celebrating fucking Santa Claus and these piece of shit motherfuckers who wouldn't even give a shit about your monkey ass because they don't even really look like you to begin with. Bro, even in Africa, and just shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson on that. In Africa, you think the way melanated women in the West, the way they are programmed to treat their men like shit, you think if one of these women were to go and marry an African man, you think that she could literally treat him any way she wants? Fuck no, because he's still steeped in his culture. He's still steeped in his traditions. He's still steeped. At least he has a level or a comprehension of who it is that he really is. So he's not gonna let anybody come and tell him who he is because Africans literally go up into the US, open up businesses and whatnot as well, and they're successful. Well, what is it with us as melanated beings, even on a fucking human level, that we just can't seem to fucking get it right? We can't get it right, my brother. But this is exactly why individually you should work on yourself because, bro, the group consciousness, that shit, only when the group consciousness starts with every individual doing what the hell they gotta do, growing, and then when we come together and we're on the same page of growing into greater beings than we are today. Because remember, baby steps. You definitely want to take one step, do something. Tomorrow, you take another step, do something. And then the next day, you take another step and do something until you literally grow into the individual that you were always meant to be, even on this fucking physical realm. Because we know we're beyond a human existence. We're multidimensional spiritual beings. Shout out to Ralph Smart on that. Simply having a temporary physical human experience. But bro, this whole Christmas, listen, fuck Christmas, fuck Halloween, even though some of the rituals that they do literally does tie back to the spiritual realm. But because I ain't with this pedophilia and this blood sacrifice shit, fuck them. Fuck all of them. Fuck Christmas, fuck Halloween, fuck Easter. Even though Easter literally has to do with the vernal equinox and all that stuff, the real New Year. And then motherfuckers telling me they want to celebrate New Year in January when even in your book, oh, I'm gonna get back to that, my brother. Even in your book, you brilliantly pointed out how March 19th is literally New Year's Eve and March 20th is officially the start of the real fucking New Year because New Year, even as the ancient gods of Asar and Mithra and Tammuz, when they died and come back to life, it was simply symbolic of springtime. Everything died during the winter time, and springtime is literally rebirth, literally being reborn again. Everything wakes back up from the dreaded sleep of winter. Man, bro, take it away because my monkey ass already said too fucking much.
Well, but yeah, for like the to help out the group consciousness, you always have to like just focus on you individually first because how can you go? How can you help a group if you don't help yourself first? And then like for like that Christmas thing, like with that the birthday thing, like not even telling like how many people just like be like worshiping like Jesus around like Christmas more than their own birthdays, but that's besides the point too. But yeah, like for all these like dark entities and everything like that, they will research and like learn all these like new techniques and everything like that while they
Mm-hmm.
make everyone else like focus on distractions and BS and drama and everything like that because of what they consume. Because everything you consume, everything that goes into your senses and everything that you digest is pretty much what you might like is like part of your reality as well. And then yeah, like universe is always in control and will handle all your situations. So like we don't even have to worry about like anyone else like with like return to sender. It's like just be like universe is gonna handle my light work because when we like talk about all these people and whatnot, all they really can do is like just use their mouths just to talk about us or just try to like lower ourselves with like talking. But that's pretty much it. Once we like overtake and know more about ourselves and not let everyone's like words affect us, then that's when we can like really tap into those frequencies and everything like that.
Yeah,
And
bro. And yeah, remember that point? Remember the point that you were gonna bring up? Hey, imagine, bro, to literally start walking through portals. Man, these militaries, they need to get ready they need to get ready for whatever is coming their way, because the men and women who really think that they're fighting for a good cause when in reality they're nothing but pawns on a chessboard, literally just being in the right place where their masters tell them to be, when in reality they're the ones who are going to really be eating shit. Well, all of them are going to be eating shit, but the point of it all is these men and women who think that they're doing something good, yeah, they're just going to be in for a super rude awakening. And like, could you imagine, right? Earth being a dimension. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett and Enoch the Freestyle Prince. Earth being a dimension. That's right, it's a dimension. The only way you can get out of this bitch is through a portal. Through portals. If this fucking spaceship thing was real, bro, you'd hardly have humans living on this world right now. You could literally just call a NASA or any of these lying ass piece of shit companies, literally get a spaceship and get the fuck up out of here. If that was the case, then I probably would have been off this bitch 5 years ago. Literally, literally, bro. If this old spaceship thing was real, I wouldn't have been on this bitch no more. For real, for real. Like they could have made it easy for anyone who's working, yeah, like a regular 9 to 5 job or whatever. Yeah, you have access to your own spaceship and whatnot. Okay, good to go. Enjoy life on another planet somewhere and whatnot. No portals, because we have portals all over. Some of these so-called Caucasoid beings, some of these so-called white beings, because remember, you have the genetically engineered ones, but you also have the ones who come from other dimensions, who come from other realms, like the Pleiades and whatnot. Shout out to Rashad Jamal. Shout out to that brother. He literally said there's a portal within the Caucasus Mountains, just as an example. That's where these motherfuckers came from. Those who are part of these Illuminati, Freemason bloodlines of today, who run this piece of shit system that you and I are looking to get out of. Um, and then when you talk about stuff like moving to a higher level and whatnot, travel, astral traveling, even though this is stuff that we regularly do when we sleep. But imagine you could astral travel just by meditating and sitting in a quiet spot and literally just moving in your astral body to these other realms, not just by sleeping. Like telekinesis, like you perfectly brought it up earlier. Teleportation, you could move wherever you want on this freaking realm. Super speed and whatnot, super strength, flight. Oh my goodness, bro. These Marvel comics and Detective Comics superheroes, they don't got shit on us because they were literally based off of everything that we could do when we tap into our true power anyway. Just imagine, my brother. Just imagine what it would be like when we finally tap into all these powers. Yo, these motherfuckers are definitely gonna want to try to take out humanity before the great ones literally give humanity what that wake up call that it needs. Because I'm not saying to destroy humanity immediately, but bro, with the way humanity is going right now, that motherfucker's more likely to destroy itself more than anything else, more than anyone would want to try to destroy them.
Why, that's facts because it's just like crumbling down. Like it's at this point, it's like they really trying to take out everyone. So like at this point, like when we get to that point of just like having all those like superpowers and everything like that, it's like it's who's gonna be like, okay, who's left? You know what I'm saying? Because everyone else is just like either gone or just like have been just like died throughout the process. And then like for like the military, they just fighting other people's battles, but like the real military is all like spiritual like armies and spiritual tribes and all
Mm-hmm,
those
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
people who have all backs and everything like that. And then not even to mention like they don't even really care about like the veterans because after the war they all like crippled and whatnot and they really just give them like, oh, here's a little 5% discount at the movies or like 5% discount at a restaurant or whatnot. It's like they really don't even take care of like the people who you think like take care of like the country and everything like that. So they really don't even care about no one except for themselves. And
Yeah,
then
and good thing you brought that up, my brother. Regular everyday white people. I'm not talking about the crackers who run the system. I'm not talking about these dumb motherfuckers who run the system who we don't know much about. I'm talking about regular everyday white people. Because I already have enough to say about melanated beings, how we fucked up and how we should literally get off of this childish infantile mind state so that we could literally grow as individuals so that the group can come together and literally start achieving great things again. But again, that's, yeah, you have a lot of brethren talking about that already. So you could check them out. Like Bobby Hemmett with all of his old lectures, Brother Panic, he's still going at it. Dr. Phil Valentine, he's still going at it. Dr. Mumbi, she's still doing her thing. Real Merkaba, he's still doing his thing. Shout out to him. But regular everyday white people, y'all need to get out of fairy tale la la land because these motherfuckers already show y'all that they don't give a shit about y'all. It's your children that they send to the military. It's your children that they send to these fucked up wars, these made up wars in these countries, just so that they could bleed them dry of their resources and whatnot, sacrificing thousands to millions of people, all in the name of what? What do they call that shit, bro? Capitalism, commercialism, all of these goddamn isms. Like, bro, I'm telling you, it's a vampiric, parasitic system that needs to be fucking destroyed. It needs to be eradicated, wiped out, literally only looked at in the history books. And anybody who's still attached to this system, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're melanated, so-called white. I don't care if you're melanated. I don't care if you're so-called Indian, if you're so-called Asian, if you're so-called Arab. Anybody who does of source, who don't detach, detox, and disconnect. Shout out to you for those 3Ds, my brother. Anybody who doesn't detach, detox, and disconnect from this system, yo, they're gonna be eating shit just like these motherfuckers already are starting to eat shit because the whole system is an illusion. It to show you the fact that they have to do so much. Shout out to Dr. Mumbi for that. The fact that they have to do so much to upkeep, to try to maintain this piece of shit system just shows you what a fake reality we've lived in, even on the 3D realm, my brother.
Yeah, that's all facts because like even when you were speaking, it was kind of like going in and out a little bit. So you know how like these dark entities try to mess with like technology and everything like to hide the truth and everything like that. But it's straight facts right there. And then like they just try to like use their own people for like collateral damage, so they really don't even care at the end of the day. And then like oh yeah, like how we were saying, like real money is like really like all like energy and everything like that. So that's why
There we go.
so many people just crave all attention, crave all like you know what I'm saying? Like this besides the point, but like listen, any guys out there, like listen, if you try to like pick up a goal and whatnot, just make sure you focus on yourself because like at the end of the day, if you just like not like a know-how, but like just like focus on your own stuff. She's craving that attention from you, but now you're not giving it to her, so you're kind of having like that mystery type stuff. So like, yeah, that's besides the point though.
Oh yeah, melanated men and women today, especially the younger generation, yeah, they really need to get their acts together, my brother, because bro, the family in ancient times, the family was always that one unit that kept us all together. And I mean the family, especially from the perspective of who we knew we were spiritually. You know what I'm saying? When we had our ancient mystery schools and all these ancient yeah spiritual systems still fully intact and whatnot, when we knew who we were, when we would do these deep dives into really discovering who it is that we really are, why we came here on this realm, and so on and so forth, like we already know that that's a issue that many people are struggling with today. But even then, on a family level, bro, it's all just fucked up. There's a reason why in America, for example, they're doing everything they can to make sure that the melanated man and woman, that the Negro and the Negress, that the true kings and queens of this realm, because I don't give a fuck what nobody says. On a spiritual level, as long as the black man and black woman are not on that throne, governing and ruling with the wisdom, the knowledge, the love, the power that they already came from the spiritual realms with, this realm itself is always going to continue, at least on the physical level, is going to continue to go through shit, going to literally go through hell because the true rulers are not on their throne. Hey, like what like what I saw on a Facebook post. You can put a crown on a clown, but that doesn't make him no damn king. Straight up.
Yeah, straight up, because like who's on the throne if we're not on the throne, you know? And then like we was always sitting on the throne, but now like you got like people doing all like regular stuff and try to like do stuff for like content and like OnlyFans and everything like that and all that other stuff. It's just like people just looking at love nowadays as like what can that person like money wise and everything like that. It's not,
Materialistically.
yeah,
Exactly,
materialist.
materialistically. It's so shallow, my brother, because when you look at pornography, so called, when you look at sex as a whole, they literally make it look like it's some casual, oh, yeah, nothing's gonna happen. There are no consequences to it whatsoever. First of all, even on a physical level, you know there are consequences because you don't want a baby, and next thing you know, you want to support stuff like abortion and whatnot, even though you know it's totally fucked up and whatnot. And if you know that you don't want to have a baby, why don't y'all literally work on yourselves spiritually so that, yeah, you're in a position where you don't even need to get into that predicament of accidentally giving birth to a child that you were never even ready at that particular point in time to have anyway. And not just that too, because when you look at stuff like tantric sex and whatnot, bro, even though we know sex in excess is literally dangerous, but with tantric sex and whatnot, our ancestors practiced these things back in ancient times. We practiced these things through our past lifetimes and whatnot, so that we could literally get to that level of, because you know with sex, with the orgasms and the ecstasy and whatnot, that's literally experiencing the higher, or at least you experience those bits and pieces of that spiritual high that Buddhist monks and Indian yogis and even African shamans experience when they get into that nirvana, that state of bliss. You know what I mean? Like sex, that's literally, even in the Bible, it would tell you that sex is an evil thing when our ancestors literally made it a good thing through stuff like tantric sex and whatnot. Like people, it's so amazing to me that our people, especially, they don't do the research, they don't study, they don't expand their consciousness and go back to what our ancestors all left behind. Just like when we started this life, they don't go back to this stuff to see just how great we were, just how intelligent we were. And guess what? You and I, and other brethren, we're getting back to that level, my brother. Because there's no way you and I would be here today if we were literally about that stupid fuck nigga shit, like oh rap and hip hop, and that girl that I hooked up with last night and whatnot. First of all, I'm going to be real with you, right? Shout out to Young Pharaoh for mentioning it. A lot of niggas, the reason why you see them hanging around with their homies more than their girls, than their women. They don't respect their women and whatnot. They literally, shout out to General Seti. They're literally sick with that sickness of fucking homosexuality. Boom, I said it straight up. And young Pharaoh himself already repeated it. Bobby Hemmett himself said it in his lectures years ago. So you could go back and literally confirm what it is I'm saying right now. A lot of niggas, yes, so-called black men, they're teetering on the fence toward homosexuality and they don't even fucking realize it. In SM the other day when I was at my just over broke, my so-called job, I literally saw it, bro. How these motherfuckers, how these niggas literally always hanging around with each other. I'm like, goodness gracious. These niggas literally be on the fence of homosexuality. They don't even fucking realize it. Jeez, they're literally only just a couple of steps away from bum fucking each other. Holy shit, it's no wonder many of them don't respect their women and keep calling them bitches and hoes and whatnot. You don't see the China man doing that. You don't see the Japan man doing that. You don't see the goddamn white man doing that. You don't see the Arab man doing that. Well, the white people and the Arabs, to an extent, yes, but they're a lot more discreet about it and whatnot. Yes, these people, think about it. In our ancient civilizations, we always had, even within our mythologies, a woman, a feminine figure, a feminine character, literally taking huge responsibility in the creation of the universe with the primordial darkness and whatnot. You literally have Eurynomi of ancient Greece. You literally have Sophia, who, yes, Source itself, in Gnosticism, Source itself was not responsible for the creation of this galaxy. That was literally Sophia and all the other god entities, that not even mentioning Yaldabaoth, because he didn't even come into existence as yet. He didn't even come into existence as yet. So throughout these ancient civilizations, mythologies, you see that great female figures, the feminine, if you look at it not from the anthropomorphic standpoint, being a representation of magnetic energy, pure magnetic energy. And the electric, which came much later, is masculine energy. So you literally have electromagnetism, which is why it's such a big fucking deal. And no wonder why in Marvel Comics, Magneto is such a powerful character, because he has a level of control over the electromagnetic spectrum, which is no wonder why he's so damn powerful. But that's again, kind of beside the point, but relating back to what it was we were saying, a lot of these niggas on the fence of homosexuality, even here on fucking St. Martin, I've been seeing it for years, my brother. And I could tell you here in St. Martin, a lot of these niggas, yo, a lot of them, not all of them, because we know that there are brethren who are conscious everywhere, but a lot of these motherfuckers, because think about it, if in ancient civilizations we had dumb niggas, you had silly ass niggas, how much more now when the original people of this world are literally going through this dementia, this fucking psychosis? What faith do you want me to have in so-called humanity? Bro, I pass it back on to you because humanity right now, it even seems like being human is the worst fucking thing to be on this damn realm, man. Jeez.
Why, like a bird can just like fly away out this joint, and we stuck down here on keep doing this joint. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? But then like back to like the abortion thing, like you got all these people who just like casual like yeah, like how you said, like just like they kind of like view it as like, oh yeah, this is just casual, this just you know what I'm saying, we do this like on the daily and whatnot, but they not even realizing like the true meaning behind it and everything like that. And then like if they're not even ready to have a baby, like because like abortion and everything like that. Like, why even do it in the first place? And then, like back then, when we was doing like tantras and everything like that, we learned how to like make love to the other person instead of just like physically just doing it, like which only leads
Like
to
freaking
like a
animals.
what,
Yeah, like
what
freaking animals.
like and then that only takes like what like a couple minutes and whatnot, but like we used to do it like for hours and everything like that because we were at that blissful state. And then like once we get to that blissful state, you kind of like feel that instantly connected to your higher self as well. But then like
Mm-hmm.
for like the regular people, like just like this besides the point, but like say if like a girl, right, is messing with a guy, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
guy is just like a regular like Joe Smo, just doing regular Joe Smo stuff. It doesn't know anything about themselves, hasn't elevated and everything like that. So if that
Mm-hmm.
woman is messing with you, that just means that she can easily mess with another guy down the street, another guy at the west, a different restaurant and everything like that. So that just goes to show like you really should just like elevate yourself to like make sure you're at a higher state. And then yeah, and then for like those for those guys and everything like that, it's definitely like that's
Mm-hmm.
why they sag, like because they were getting buckled and everything like that. And especially in record labels, like you see those old videos of these like celebrities kissing
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
men, sacrificing everything,
Oof.
like kind of like yeah, we all know what's happening down below behind closed doors with these celebrities, but you know what I'm
And
saying?
you want to know what's so messed up, bro? A lot of these celebrities, a lot of these same celebrities, they be singing all this shit on their albums and their tunes and whatnot. And they themselves, most of them don't even do any of the shit that they be singing on their damn albums and tunes and their music videos. Like
What?
just how dumbed down. They, goodness gracious.
Uh, Yeah, like with the music videos, you see why all these people these people just doing it for like clout and fame and everything like that. It's just portraying the female body and everything like that. So like the guys can be at that lower state of just like, oh yeah, let me like fantasize about this woman's body and stuff like that. It's just really dumbing down the humanity. And then like with the music and what they talk about with like gang banging and like killing people and whatnot. Like these people and doing drugs and stuff like that. These people really ain't doing that type of stuff. But the people who are listening to that type of stuff, they're the ones who's committing those crimes, committing all
Mm-hmm.
those everything like that. So they're the ones doing time in jail. But they're the celebrity who's talking about it is just living their life and whatnot.
Living large, living just riding in their BMW, their Porsche, their Ferrari, their Lamborghini, the whole nine yards. Meanwhile, these dumb niggas who could barely even make it through. just to get a piece of bread. These motherfuckers are committing all kind of heinous acts, disrespecting their women, like literally just like messing themselves up with crack and all these damn narcotics and whatnot. And just goodness gracious, bro, I could tell you for a fact, like, yo, when you look at the group, for real, history or his story has always been accurate about one thing. The masses were only ever good for one thing: getting slaughtered like fucking sheep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like because like these people really just like mentally they're just not it and anymore. It's just like it's just wild how they just be lying anything any other person say and they think they oh yeah they have power because they have followers or like they're known or whatnot, but at the end of the day they're more powerful. Not they don't even realize they're more powerful than them. But
And yeah, and to add to that, my brother, exactly. Not only do they not realize that they're far more powerful than these people who run the system. They don't realize that. It's just like this whole the whole dichotomy with um when you go into the spiritual realms, and these Christians as a good example, they be worshiping a subordinate deity, an entity who's nowhere near their power level, but because they continually think that they need to remain on that infantile childish mind state of fearing some god who's going to, first of all, the Bible already said two things: God is a consuming fire. And if hell is supposed to be the place that you're going to go to for not worshiping God for all eternity, and your God is made of fire, which means you yourself, who having come from God spiritually, you're made of fire. What the fuck is hell? Hell should be paradise, for fuck's sake. And secondly, when you talk about death itself, like we mentioned earlier, he's the God of the living, not the God of the dead. It literally says so in the fucking book. So you Christians, what the hell you motherfuckers are on, singing hymns and whatnot to an entity who literally tells you, I don't fuck with you the moment you're on your deathbed. And going back to what it was you were saying about our men and women, my brother, because we have a love for our people. You know what it is I'm saying? We just want to see our melanated men and women succeed. We want to see them back on the throne. We want to see how it would be like if we were literally running things and not these piece of shit humanoids who, honestly speaking, shout out to Brother Panic, they're really nothing more than a physical manifestation of our fucking lower selves. Like, just how messed up is that? But the men have forgotten that they're gatekeepers. The melanated men, they've forgotten that they're gatekeepers. The women have forgotten that they're living portals. That's right. Shout out to Dr. Delbert Blair. If if men and women in general, oh yeah, when you talk about white people, because we know how freaky deaky white people themselves can be, my brother. Oh yeah, definitely. We know how freaky deaky they can be. But if men and women in general, not just the melanated man and woman, but if men and women within all different groups of humans knew just how important their roles were, even on a mundane level, they would stop having unnecessary wanton sex, bringing in low vibrational beings from all over the dumps of this fucking universe. I'm talking about the lower vibrational realms. Goodness gracious, you have a low vibrational mentally ill man, a low vibrational mentally ill woman. What happens when they come together? They bring in a low vibrational mentally ill, or rather just a low vibrational spiritual being who probably didn't even ask to come into this fucking realm, but because they were the next ones in line. Like, it's so amazing, right? It's just so freaking amazing. It's so deep, right? Men being gatekeepers, women being living portals. Like, goodness gracious, the black woman, yes, the melanated woman has the most powerful womb in the freaking world. It's no wonder they be trafficking our women and our children, my brother. This shit has to stop. This is some fucking stupid bullshit. And if Bobby Hemmett was saying since the early 2000s, food stamps, how, I have to ask, bro, how does the food stamp thing work in the States?
I know like some people get like the food check, like a food stamp or like food check like the first of the week and then they kind of just like go in and like kind of like do stuff like buy whatever they need, I guess.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's kind of like stimulus checks.
Yeah, I think that's how they get
Ah,
it.
okay, okay. Well, if Bobby Hemmett was saying since the early 2000s that the majority of people in the US who are on food stamps are fucking so-called white people, bro, What hope, what chances, what faith should melanated beings have in a fucking system like that? Bro, I'm telling you, fucking humanity as a species, yo, I'm telling you, this whole shit is crumbling. And this system, this crumbling system is just symbolic of that, my brother. Yo, bro, I'm telling you, yo, it's just so much shit, right? If men and women could literally just come together, if they first work on themselves individually, like expand their consciousnesses, because like what Kalaimayat Amun Ra said, white people, they already exist. Asian people, they already exist. Arab people, they already exist. Indian people, they already exist. I don't need to see these motherfuckers get genocided up out of this motherfucker for us to live peacefully. You stay in your lane and deal with your own people. We stay in our lane and deal with our own people. We can literally live in peace. We can literally make things happen on this fucking realm. Does it have to be that it has to come to the point of fucking genocide in order for this realm to finally be at ease? I don't think so. Because we know that we don't even come from this fucking realm. So, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, as I pass it back on to you, man, humanity has a lot of fucking work to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if like white people is on food stamps, then what hope is there for like any black person to really succeed in this like society if these people are still on that type of stuff? And then yeah, like we can definitely have like two different places, but we're just like separated because like and we can still do things together, like but like we just have to like retrain and like rebuild like our own people instead of like letting other people like bring in all those their like influences and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
like we definitely want like black people to succeed and everything like that. But like I feel like people just like are like will just like have like this thought of like them not succeeding or like only like succeeding a little bit. So they like give more like currency and everything like that to um like a big tech company or like those like other
Yeah,
people
these
that's
pieces,
not like yeah.
yeah, these other people who are not part of their own species, for lack of a better term. And you want to know what's so messed up, bro? This very same bullshit Christmas season. First of all, if Christians did their research, if anybody for that matter, you don't need to be Christian, if everybody simply did their research and see where Christianity got its pagan roots from, yes, pagan roots, so called pagan roots, you would know that Christianity got everything from the ancient world, down to the holidays they celebrate, the customs that they perform and whatnot. Helena Blavatsky already mentioned it in her books. Gerald Massey already mentioned it in many of his books. Christianity is nothing more but a dumbed down version of ancient Kemetic spiritual systems, point blank, period. And then when you want to talk about this whole Christmas nonsense, this bullshit Christmas season, do they not know about the births of Mithra? Do they not know about the births of Krishna? Did they not know about the births of Tammuz? Did they not know about the births of Zeus himself? Geez, if these religious people and if everybody knew of the origins of this bullshit holiday or any of these fucking holidays, if they really so gave a damn and respected their ancestors who came before them, because I don't care what nobody says, no matter how fucked up in their head they were, you should put your respect on the ancestors because they're the reasons why you're even physically within this bloodline today. And yes, just like how you mentioned, my brother, these motherfuckers who run the system, they don't care about most white people even because they know it's a bloodline thing. It was never about the color of your skin and the fact that this guy looks like this guy, or Brad Pitt looks just like Tom Cruise, or George Clooney looks similar to, I don't know, Val Kilmer or something. But suffice it to say, it was always a bloodline thing. It was always about bloodlines because even white people in the ancient world literally talk shit about each other, calling each other pink skinned pigs and stuff like that. Don't hold me to it. Do the research and see for yourselves. Literally, when the with the Romans and the Greeks and all these motherfuckers, literally white people, even to this day, they be talking shit to each other. But the only thing is, they're more discreet about it, and they still know how to work with each other. Like literally, Dr. Jewel Pukram, she gave a lecture, where these white people. Like she was mentioning how in a 9 to 5 setting, they literally tell each other before the shift even starts, hey, we're only gonna look to get shit done for this whole shift's period. But the moment this shift is over, I don't want your monkey ass to come talking to me. Okay? So bro, the fact that they even hate each other but they could still work together. Why the fuck do melanated beings have so much issues? And getting back on that Christmas bullshit, you're spending all your currency, all of your hard worked for currency on fucking bullshit that you don't even need about these Christmas decorations and whatnot when you could have literally come together and start small businesses. You could have literally come together, start homeless shelters. You could have literally come together and literally start I don't know, like a little food place, which could be part of the homeless shelters, so that you could help those who are not as fortunate as those who are literally making currency. The melanated man and woman, especially the melanated woman, it was already proven. Dr. Umar Johnson, shout out to him. The melanated woman in the US, especially, she's the most successful woman. Yes, even more than the so called white woman, more than the so called Arab woman, more than the so called Indian woman, and even the Asian women. Because the system, they kind of fucked up in that sense because they made it in such a way that they don't want the melanated man to succeed. But in doing so, they made the melanated woman successful in their stupid asses. So even to show you, these motherfuckers, they don't have complete control over the system that they run themselves. And you, melanated men and women can't come together to literally create these simple things, put these things into practice, a homeless shelter or businesses that could literally help your own communities. Instead, motherfuckers be coming from wherever, from whatever country they come from. And they literally succeed and whatnot. And that's just on a human level, my brother. Like, we should literally be elevating spiritually above all else. But even on the physical level, we should make sure that yeah, we make things manifest. We make things like happen. We make things, we accomplish things. We literally achieve great things individually and as a collective. Like, honestly, brother, like, seriously, black people, we so-called black people, we need to get our shit together. We need to fucking, especially in the Western world, especially in the Western world, because shout out to young Pharaoh, Western civilization is one of the worst fucking things that ever happened to the human psyche. Period. I pass it back on to you right there, my brother. One of the worst fucking things that ever happened to the human mind. Period.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, white people don't even hold grudges, but like would talk about each other, but they still focus on like the goal at hand instead of the person, just like how these dark entities do, and they just focus on the goal of like controlling humanity, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't really just like, so that's like really the difference between like them and like the regular like black person because they just hold grudges. They've been holding grudges since like high school, to be honest with you. And then yeah, they just do stuff for like materialistic stuff. So like even like more people like outside the country do more things for like the community than like black people in the inside the country or even inside the state because or within those cities and communities you have like more people like from the outside helping more people on the inside
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and then
You want to know what's no excuse,
like,
bro? Yeah, remember that thought? Remember that thought, brother? You want to know why melanated men and women, especially in the US, I mean, in other countries like here in St. Martin, the average paycheck is shit. Rent is almost the same amount as the paychecks. Yeah, it's that bad. It's that fucking bad. That's not even factoring bills like light and water and internet and stuff like that. Here in St. Martin, most people are having it rough financially. So you're talking about in other countries, many melanated beings really have to deal with a fucked up system. But in the US especially, the average melanated man and woman who like work a regular 9 to 5 and can make things happen, they have no excuse because if you're telling me that the black man and woman, so called, spend more on Christmas decorations and all these silly ass holidays annually than any other race within the US, then that goes to show you that they are about that childish, infantile, like absolutely kindergarten play school type of mindset of even on just the physical level. I'm not even talking about on the spiritual level, my brother, because many people still struggle because Christianity, it wasn't only the melanated man and woman. You check, but the melanated man and woman definitely suffered the hardest because they were the ones who they wanted to ensure to dumb them down so that this realm could be dumbed down so these very same entities could do whatever it is that the fuck they've been doing for so long. And that's exactly why stupid 19 had to happen. COVID 19 and its nonsense all had to happen because they knew that the energies are rising. They knew that it's literally new energies, higher vibrations, higher frequencies, new timelines that are coming in. They're trying to do everything they can to try to stop it, but they're literally only speeding up. Shout out to you for mentioning it, bro. Jeez, like I can barely fucking speak to show you, man. But um, yeah, but that's exactly why, because they know that they're only speeding up their own destruction in the process. But just to show you, the melanated man and woman in the US have no fucking excuse because all that currency you're spending on these bullshit holidays, you could have definitely built up your communities and literally be in a far better position where you don't even need to look at that white man. You don't even need to spit in his direction, let alone ask him for anything. Straight up.
Oh yeah, that's facts because like just like look at what you're like spending and what look at what you like are like using your currency for like because being average and like just like spending recklessly isn't gonna cut it anymore because like we can have like we see like the whole system is falling and everything like that, so it's like really time to like really put these things into practice, and that's why they kind of like don't want us to do like poly and stuff like that because like they know like once we come like even have more people come together, then that's when we can really build even more and like expand even more. But you know, they don't want us to do all that. And then
Bro, to show you, they don't even want white people. They don't even want white people within their country to freaking, and we know that the system was created for the white man to be successful. Like we know that, and they don't even want white people to do poly. How much more the melanated man and woman, just like Dr. Mumbi herself, as well as other articles have mentioned, black women being kidnapped and having their wombs harvested, being killed for their wombs and whatnot. The melanated woman has the most powerful womb on the planet, on this realm. So what does that tell you? Why they be trafficking these children, be killing them, kidnapping them, and all this stupid shit? Because they know the power that we have, even on a mundane level, my brother. We are the best athletes in the world. We are the best musicians in the world. Like, don't, it's not even an argument. These white people be calling us geniuses for the shit that, again, like we mentioned earlier, getting into the zone. But for us, it's normal because once we get into the zone spiritually, all those downloads and frequencies and energies come down and we're literally able to manifest some great shit. But I mean to say, you're telling me that they won't even allow white people to do polyandry or polygamy or anything like that. If it was the black man and woman, oh boy, you hear them come with maybe three fucking pandemics. Like three fucking pandemics. Oh my goodness. And right now, as we speak, countries like Ukraine, which are predominantly white in population, their populations are stagnant. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers ain't fucking. They ain't fucking, bro. I don't know what it is. They ain't fucking. And the black man and woman, yo, they aborting babies like it's nothing. So like, bro, I'm telling you, like, yeah, humanity as a whole, not just the melanated man and woman, humanity as a whole, if you were to count us all as one species. We know it goes deeper than that, but humanity as a whole, man, do they have work to do?
yeah, because like they know like we're gonna overthrow their population because like we keep on you know like black people have like three baby daddies, like four baby mamas and
And they won't
whatnot.
allow us. They won't allow us to be in our true nature. Like it wasn't even about sex. It was about literally coming together to fortify the family unit. Sex was the least important thing, even in our regular everyday human lives. Like, come on, man.
definitely. And then like they just be stealing all adrenochrome, just killing off like big like underground caves and everything like that. And then it's really just like really like noticing like not like having like that unnecessary like sex and everything because like you just bringing down like the next in line and next in line and
Bro,
some of
like what
these
Bobby Hemmett said. Like what Bobby Hemmett said. I don't mind getting to that orgiastic, high ecstasy, high bliss state, which is what sex is. But for fuck's sake, if you know what ramifications, what negative consequences come with it, be responsible with your actions. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't have sex and whatnot, but turn that energy, be an alchemist, a literal alchemist, and turn that energy into something worthwhile.
right because that's all of all like creative energy and like all like willpower really to be honest. And then like yeah like if they just like broken people come together and then just like keep like bringing in like different like children and everything like that, then their children is gonna be broken. And then when they mess with a broken person, they's gonna bring just more broken people. It's just like
Yeah,
shaking
bro,
my
I'm telling you, it's messed up. It's absolutely messed up. Well, bro, I think we're just about ready to wrap up. Like I said, it was not gonna be long, but holy shit, spirit just I'm telling you, man, no rehearsals, no scripts, no nothing. It just keeps flowing out. It keeps flowing. And I'm telling you, bro, you yourself are growing. Yo, as it's flowing, you yourself are growing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We be spitting bars out here. We spitting bars out here. But bro, as we're wrapping up, yeah, let the people know what's going on. By the way, like I said earlier, I'm starting to read your book. Good stuff. Yo,
Oh,
I'm telling
there's
you, those characters you created, bro. Yo, that book, yo, bro, may that book literally be a bestseller within your community, within the spiritual community. May as many people get their hands on that book as much as possible because that book is some good stuff. And I literally just started reading it this week. Yeah, I'm like, nah, let me start reading Brandon's book, see what Double B got in store for the people, bro. It's some good stuff. Please let the people know what's going on. Tell them about your book, and yo, as we wrap this thing up, man.
oh yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Definitely. Like, yeah, like how to overcome apocalyptic events. It's just like different characters going through different experiences. And it's kind of like just like I try to make each character go through something different so it's so it can be like you can like relate to at least one person and they kind of go through their own journeys and see what happens. But like currently I have like this afterlife saga which is coming out with music. So make sure you listen to that joint in all the streaming platforms and everything like that. So like yeah, that's about it.
Oh, good stuff, my brother. Yeah, Brandon Bass. Thank you so much, brother. Dr. Bass in the house. Thank you so much for hosting another one, my brother. I really, really, really didn't think this was going to be as long for real. But man, Spirit just with the downloads, with the shares, with the information. So yeah, a quick rundown of everything that I shared today, or based off what I think I could remember anyway. Walter Williams' book, The Historical Origins of Christianity and Islam. He wrote the one with Christianity first, but you could literally either, if you can't download the book online, try to get physical copies. It doesn't matter. Yeah, these books are absolutely good reads. They're not perfect, but they really shed a light on information that people should know, especially the melanated man and woman. This is all stuff that we should already know and help us to literally uh get off of our lazy asses so that we can go back to our greatness and beyond that. Helena Blavatsky's book, Isis Unveiled, Gerald Massey's books, all of Gerald Massey's books, really. All Gerald Massey, he don't hold nothing back. It's no wonder why those Freemasons and whatnot up in England and whatnot, they didn't even allow him to shout out to Bobby Hemmett. They didn't even allow him to enter the museums anymore and whatnot because he was exposing too much, saying that them niggers over there up in Africa and whatnot, yeah, they was the ones who came up with that shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And bam, when you talk about yeah, Arthur E. Powell's book, The Astral Body, and then you have Hilton Hotema. He has a lot of good books. Like just get as many Hilton Hotima books as possible because Hilton Hotima dives deep into the spiritual realm and whatnot. Like, and a lot of people are gonna realize that these are a lot of white people and whatnot. Like, hello, they wrote these books at a time where black people societally did not have any say in what it was that they wanted to do, or like we just were limited in terms of society. It was literally the dark ages for us. We're coming out of that piece of shit, literally. So yeah, get as many Hilton Hotima books as possible, and there are definitely more books. Like I said, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, Dr. Mumbi, Real Merkaba, General Seti, Young Pharaoh, Sister Yafa Bey, Dr. Jewel Pukram, Dr. Delbert Blair. Bro, I'm giving big shout outs to the brethren. I'm telling you, Spirit has all of the soldiers out here. It's literally time to start fucking busting heads and move beyond this human existence. Point blank, period.
Oh yeah, definitely get your books out there because like when the grid crashes, when the technology goes like shuts down and everything like that, like where's you gonna get all this information? Like where are you gonna like you can do like meditation, but half of these people don't even meditate, can't even meditate for 5 minutes. So how are you gonna learn knowledge through that? So like books is like your last resort to be honest.
Mm. Yes, 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 it is. Yes, it is. Because, yeah, think about it. Like I said, the Vatican, the Catholic Church, them, and their Camite Egyptian stealing bitch asses. They have miles and miles of books, papyruses, and scrolls, and we can't even walk there on a freaking Christmas Day, which is supposedly a religion, not a religion, a holiday of love and all that bullshit. Not even on fucking Valentine's. Oh, they'll be kidnapping little children and sacrificing them on Valentine's Day or Christmas Day or Halloween or whatever fucked up holiday that they could think about. And motherfuckers out here don't even really be celebrating their own birthday like it's the best thing in the world. Like, bro, we're wrapping this up. Thank you so very much for this opportunity once more. I wish you nothing but the very best, and we'll keep in touch as always. You know what it is. Any last words for the brethren out there, brother?
Oh yeah, I appreciate you for coming on and speaking that knowledge. I know like a lot of people are gonna be awakening from this and they're just like expanding. So like I appreciate you, my guy.
My guy, yo, I'm just letting myself uh do what it is that I know is part of what I came to this realm, I think. I mean, it's possible that, I don't know, maybe we just came across a portal somewhere and then some motherfucker kicked us down here, just like in the Soul movie. And I don't know, we just ended up here based off of whatever unfortunate circumstance or whatever. But that's neither the here nor there. Thank you so very much, bro. And we'll definitely keep in touch. People, do your knowledge, do your research. If you're not going to meditate, if you're not going to discover who it is you are, at the very least, start reading a lot of these books so that you could expand your consciousness and see just how much they don't want y'all to know. I don't care if you're a melanated man or woman. I don't care if you're a so-called white person. I don't care if what country or race or creed or religion you're in. Do the research because it's a lot that you people are not being told of what happened, what's happening, and what they're planning. Bro, you are much appreciated.
Oh yeah, thank you. That was a good one, man.
Oh man, bro, I'm telling you, bro, no scripts, no rehearsal, no nothing. Spirit literally just let that fucking flow. It was just flowing.
Yeah, we flowing like the waves out this joint, no cap.
Oh yeah, bro. One love. Take care.
Oh yeah, you too, man.